What's up guys, Johnson here, and today I have another magic chess video for you guys. Well, this is gonna be pretty interesting. So I thought of doing this one mainly because it was the one that got me to Mythic in magic chess. And yes, there is a ranking system here, and there's actually an achievement for getting there. So it's pretty fun, and I'll just decide to share you guys how I got there. I think most of you guys probably have heard of Bitoski or Assassin Dave. Those guys have come out with a guide for Magic Chess for this season after this update. Um, as Bitoski in particular says, Assassin composition is very good, and well, I'm not gonna fault him. Assassin is very strong. That's going paired up with Benny, the commander, the tiger little commander guy, and it really works because you get a lot of gold, and you know, you just upgrade all the way, ramp it up, get your 6 assassins and 3 weapon masters and get it right there. As for myself, well, because first thing first, you need to buy the commander, and after that you actually need to upgrade him. You play him so many times that you will get him to level 3 or 3 stars, so you can finally use that passive, which is really annoying. It kind of deters you from getting that or doing that synergy in the first place, because it's so hard to get, and it doesn't really work with any other hero. Maybe Remy is fine, but it doesn't really help because the idea is that Remy will lose all his HP, especially when you're grinding all the way up, so you're probably dead by then, and so it's not a good idea. So I tried Ragnar as well. It just doesn't get enough gold. You can ramp it all the way up, then afterwards you're alive, but then you just die afterwards, so it doesn't really help. So eventually I decide, well, I'm just gonna stick with my old plans, and what composition is really strong right now, has always been pretty strong, is this one. It is this toughness synergy. I forgot the name for this thing, but it's for Eva, the deer, and you only need level 2 or 2 stars on this little commander to get it. So you just need to play a little bit, I think get about 600 XP, and you will be able to get to unlock this passive, and that will be very good. But otherwise, even at level 1 you have this very nice synergy that gives you magic and physical damage boost, which is pretty good as well for starting out. So yeah, so this has been very good, and what you need to do just to get level 6 or higher synergy. And by the way, I'm just gonna mention this right here. I'm not sure if Moonton's gonna fix this, or is this just a kind of scam thing, but it's some kind of a cheat. Basically, once you wait until the system calculates your gold and the interest and stuff, you can buy whatever hero you want, and you will still get the amount that you were shown earlier. So for example, in just now's case, I had 10 gold. I was just waiting for the calculation to come up, and then once I'm done, I buy whatever hero I need. In that case, I bought an Argus, and I'll still get the same amount of gold as though I had 10 gold earlier, which is, I think, is a little bit of a workaround. I'm not sure if it's intended, but it's very cool. So anyway, the idea with this strategy is basically a 6 weapon master or a 6 dragon's altar with a 3 weapon master or something along those lines, or maybe 4 abyss, depending on what you get. And here, let's talk a little bit about the fate box first, since we are here. In the fate box, I'll prioritize Blade of Despair as the highest, because your synergy will give you a lot of defense, physical and magic, so you can actually choose to go and get some damage items. But if there aren't good damage items, let's say if you only have like berserkers or some random other stuff, actually most damage items are okay. I just don't really like berserkers because you don't really combo it off very well, unless you happen to pair it out with 3 marksmen in the late game, but that's another thing. So the good thing about this strategy is that you will have a lot of opportunities, a lot of flexibility in that you can build anything you want. You can either build tanky or if you want to build damage, that's completely fine. But what I would recommend is you try to get some damage items earlier, because you are gonna need it, and just put it on a 2-star Freya, which will probably carry you through. Obviously there are some situations if you find that the enemy has too much damage coming at you, then maybe you want to adjust your strategy. So you always use this bar and check what's going on, see other people's hero power relative to yours, what kind of composition you're running, and then if they're doing, let's say, a lot of magic damage, maybe you want to pick up some that increased magic resist item, which has the picture of Oracle right there. And here I'm just rolling around, and you can see that right now, I think this is round 5 or something. I already have my 6 hero synergy for Weapon Master, 6 different Weapon Master heroes, basically everyone except for Thanos, and then that's really important. And what you will see here, I'm gonna use that bug or that trick, whatever it's called, because I'm not sure if it's official or not, and I'm just gonna wait until the end before I buy the L card. I will get at least 1 gold from Cho and the Diggy. And here Buckshot gets the win. 21 gold right here. And then the calculation was done. I immediately bought it before it switched over. And now we're in this phase. As you can hear, as you can see here, basically, the idea for Weapon Master is really try not to upgrade your level until you're, let's say, close to half HP or lower, and you already have your 6th Weapon Master. Before that, as always, use your Cho and Diggy with your Eruditu synergy and quickly get as much gold as you can, so you can refresh your shop as much as you can, and you know, get whatever you need here. As you can see here, I'm looking to build to level 3 Argus or 3-star Argus, which is very nice. And then what I will take from whatever these quick rounds will drop me, typically I'll just take the cloning device and then damage items, unless basically just to counter the enemy. So yeah. So as you can see now, I'm still above 50 HP. I should be alright. I can take a few more blows. So I just want to make sure that I'm in front in the feed box afterwards, but I just don't want to lose too much. So it's okay. I will just keep getting my gold, and then when I think it's time to switch over, don't put yourself all the way to the bottom, because sometimes you will have some unforeseen circumstances, or like your enemy has some weird ass composition that, or suddenly gets a power spike, and then you just nothing much you can do. Then you're in trouble, right? You don't have enough health buffer to tide you through. So basically, what I'm saying here is health is a resource. Use it as wisely as you can. You can use it to trade for gold, which is very good. And yeah, not very ideal situation here because I went under 20, but I just wanted my L card. I didn't want to take too much damage here.
I'll show you what fighting really is.
Here you can see I have a lot of good stuff. Actually, the Diggy doesn't count, but I have 1 Freya and 1 Aurora. And the idea here is always plan for the immediate future, but if you are able, plan for further down the road. But in this situation, my next step is just to build the 6 hero Weapon Master. So I'm just gonna upgrade my Freya if I can. I'll get a Freya. As for Aurora, I'm not gonna. All my other stuff is very valuable at this point, so I'm not gonna remove them. But at this point, I will expect that once I cross the phase box, I will probably change out my Eruditu. But here, you can see I'm already at 35 HP, and it's really low because I took a lot of damage here. So what I will do is probably just try to use my upgrade and clear out these Cho and Diggy. They have helped me a lot. And what I like to do is roll when I'm in level 5, because I'll be able to get all the lower ranks with higher probabilities, and then save it such that I have exactly enough to have upgrade and 20 gold afterwards. So you can see here that I have exactly 6 heroes at level 6 and 20 gold. A little bit about the choice of your boots early on. Here's a bit unfortunate because you can see the amount of crowd control the enemy has. But anyway, as for the boots early on, actually swift boots is not really recommended. I recommend the tough boots. It's just that I don't really have a choice. So in terms of ranking, I always get the defensive boots, which is swift boots. The second will be warrior boots. And then if I have no choice, I'll have to go with the swift boots. This is my third choice. The rest are just totally trash and not good for this composition. This first guy didn't take a capacity. I will always take capacity whenever I get it. No matter what I do, in most cases, I will take capacity because it will just allow me to add one more synergy, and that's really crucial. It just builds upon your already huge lead of having the supplication synergy. And here I managed to pick up this Popo and Koopa and upgrade this Freya. So at this point, since Freya is already level 2, you can basically expect Freya to do all the heavy lifting for you. Just make sure that Freya doesn't take all the frontline damage, especially if you already have the Northern Vale synergy. And here I decided to clone my Argus because I just haven't seen the last Argus drop in a few rounds. So I decided not to waste any more time, just use a clone whenever I can and just get it done. The thing about rolling early with Master is that you will get a lot of early game heroes, and then now you can see it truly shine once you have the 6 or higher level max synergy of Weapon Master. You will get so much tankiness for your heroes, and then with the damage items, they're just really almost unkillable at this point. So I would say this is a pretty good counter to your taking Tiger Benny and going the 6 assassin route. In fact, this is actually one of my most consistent, let's say. Here I managed to pick up a Morscope because just to prepare for the next thing, which will be Abyss. Always look ahead. Since I'm already at 6 hero, I will try to look ahead. I already have my Northern Vale, and then I already have Popo and Koopa, so I'll try to get my Marksman synergy up. I already have 1. Planning for the next step. If you happen to have Aurora, that's completely fine as well. You can pick up your Alice, and then afterwards just take another Mage. Probably take Chang'e because she has these Dragon's Altar synergy. So if you happen to pick up another one after that, or you get a Dragon's Altar synergy item, you can just boost up your Zilong as well.
We both know.
And here just pick up the Sicilian after that calculation right there, just in case, because you might need it, but that's not really needed. You don't really need a Blood Demon synergy for this composition, but it's always good to have one. But you must make sure that there are other stuff that has higher priorities. Like in that case, if I had another Martyrs, I'll definitely take that Martyrs over this Sicilian, which I'm not even guaranteed to use afterwards. And that's kind of the understanding or my rationale for this. And you'll be able to tell from the past, I just didn't really show the damage counter, but basically this comp relies on a level 2 Freya and hopefully one level 3 something else, but minimally you need a level 2 of everything else. You need a level 2 Zilong, you need a level 2 Martis minimally, a level 2 Alucard, level 2 Franco, and a level 2 Argus. That's the minimum. If you have any 3-star, priority will be 3-star on the Zilong, followed by the Martyrs. And here I'm just deciding to upgrade because it's a bit risky. I need to make sure I'm very far ahead now and just crush them while I can, because 35 is not a very comfortable health pool, because this composition relies heavily on Freya and Zilong and Martyrs mainly. If those heroes die, you're kind of gone. especially Freya. So you have to make sure that you protect them, basically. If you're gonna put all damage items on Freya, that's the most ideal situation. But place them in a position like I placed it here. This is a formation I think is pretty good, protected by the front line and on the left side. So you avoid most of the crowd control that will be on this side from this Alucard to Purple Koopa area. This 9 hero square, counting the one in front of Alucard all the way to the one in front of Argus. The one nearest the center tends to take the least damage, especially if you're towards the back. So this is why I put my 3 most important heroes, Mortis, Zilong, and Freya here. They'll be able to get to the important part and do the stuff. And here you can see Freya just wrecked my own Freya. But the good thing is, well, my heroes are strong, you see. I have a 3-star Mortis, 2-star Zilong, and a 2-star Moskov together with this Abyss synergy. It wasn't too bad, I still managed to wreck him. And you can see how much damage is output by the Mortis. Obviously, in some cases, or by some accounts, Mortis isn't that strong. I'll be truthful here. He isn't always the strongest. Mortis is only strong when you have a very good damage base out there. So you need some other you need your line to do enough damage, and then Mortis will shine. He'll be able to clean up the rest. And here I decided, upgrade it. My little commander, put out another guy, put out the 1/1, and I get my marksman synergy right here. Really important. It's just another nail in the coffin, basically. At this point, I'm just trying to clear it out as fast as I can. As you can see, the enemy has a few mage compositions, which are pretty dangerous. But the easiest counter to this, obviously, one counter itself is just my passive, but the basic counter for this is the oracle looking item. So I'm not too worried about that. Just make sure that your key heroes are not grouped together and just don't get affected as well. Definitely not gonna get the capacity right here, so I'm just going for more damage items. One important thing to take note is that the 6 marksman strategy or 6 marksman lineup can actually destroy this lineup sometimes if they have RSL mainly. Actually, that's the main problem because there's too much damage. So in that case, if you can find it, take blade armor. In this case, I only see I only saw 6 marksman from Obeng 12 early on, but his stuff was so low level that he just crashed out early on. And that's kind of the problem with the other synergy comps, right? They're just too hard to get. Sometimes you just crash out because you just didn't get what you want. So this is why I've been sticking with this for a long time. Hasn't really disappointed me, except when I'm really unlucky, of course, because in the end there is some luck involved. But if you take calculated risks, you should be able to do alright most of the time. So as you can see by the markers, Freya does the most damage, Mortis does next, followed by Alucard and stuff. And then you'll be surprised, you think Zilong should be doing pretty a lot of damage, but of course it's only a level 2. So yeah, whoever tanks the most damage will be able to give more advantage to our team, basically. And the reasoning, let's just talk a little bit about my lineup here. The reasoning why my front row is like this, basically, even though the marksmen, they don't really do much damage, why do I put it right in the corner, right? The rightmost corner is very dangerous, and the reason for that is, well, if the enemy team has a Franco, the hook will always go to the right corner. So you must be thinking, why do I put Purple and Koopa over there? Well, the reason for that is I already have Northern Vale. So Northern Vale, after pulling that dude over, Purple and Koopa will immediately have the time to out. And it doesn't matter if you kill Purple, right? Koopa is the more important duo, basically.
One sword.
reflects one's thought.
So anyway, here I'm just looking for stuff. I saw a few more Freyas going around. So I'm just thinking maybe I'll be able to get a 3-star Freya this game. And then there will be, well, just boosting my position, even though I'm already very strong. My my power is already so high above others. But you must always remember, the Mage strategy is very strong because they have Blood Demon. And then they can just stack as much synergy as you want. And that's why we have to be prepared for that. That's why, even though this composition does not need Blood Demon, if you happen to get one, you can still make it part of your composition. It's just that you have to throw away some high star heroes, and that's okay because synergy in the end still matters more than anything. So currently we only have 3. I'm gonna roll stuff around, and I found a 3-star Freya, and this is really cool. So I decided just all in on this, right? And this is my final lineup for this game. Basically 6 Weapon Master, 3 Marksman, 2 Summoners, 2 Abyss, 3 Northern Vale, and 3 Red. As you can see, I've taken all damage items. Well, basically because I haven't seen any strong composition that can just like one-shot mine, other than the mages. So basically there isn't any real thing that is worth, or real defensive item that will protect you all the way, except for the magic resist item and blade armor. So there's no marksman composition, as I mentioned. So the only thing I'll be looking for will be the oracle looking thing. At this point, I'm just trying to look to upgrade my last few 1-star heroes. The rest doesn't really matter. You're not gonna get a 6 level 3 Zilong anyway. You're not gonna get a 3-star Zilong, right? So just do this, and I use my clone device. Popo and Koopa over there. As you can see, even though those comps have Blood Demon, totally just destroying them. And mainly is because, well, my hero power is just, my power is, even though it's only slightly stronger than them, the strength of this composition is basically, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about the other guy whose power is just lower. Right, so at this point it's very risky because the enemy has some good stuff, and here I will get my last hero to 2-star, Sun. And this is the final composition, which will be what I'm facing. This guy, CV23, who has 6 mages, 4 Western Desert, 2 Blood Demon, and 4 Elementals. His composition is pretty strong actually, but I have no idea why his power is low. Oh, because it's not upgraded. You can see the power went up again. Right. So you can see no issue at all. I must say, it's quite a lot of damage coming in, but isn't enough to kill the Freya. Freya just hanging along right here, and then just managed to do enough to stay alive. So I know at that point it's very risky. It's a close call. I already took my capacity. He's gonna take his, so I'm gonna take this increased allies magic defense. And with this item, I'm unstoppable. And typically, what I'll do, I'll put in one of my important heroes. Basically, Stamos at this point is not relevant to me. I usually don't take him unless measure a Blood Demon and let's force something around. As for, let's say if you have to do a square comp, which is basically trying to maximize this value of Monastery of Light vestments, do it. You can put Argus at front, or you can put the Sun, doesn't really matter, but put Freya somewhere in the back towards the left, Zilong right in the middle, because in the end, he's not going to be the highest damaging guy. The highest damaging will be Martis and Freya. So Martis and Freya, put in towards the left, Freya towards the back, and then here you go. This is the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck for Magic Chess, and this is John, so signing off. I'll see you guys next time.